we don't have a lot of need for borrowing money. And don't also forget that we have also realized $20,000, or rather $20 billion from subsidy recoveries. And we've also reacquired so many assets from politicians who have embezzled our monies. This government has given us reports of funds that have been retrieved, especially the EFCC has declared billions of Nigerian naira that has been really realized from scammers and people with dubious activities around us when it comes to financial and, of course, economic resources. Now, if the policies of this government is so efficient, why does it necessarily need to borrow so much? And don't forget that officials of this government have also told us that we should encourage the president to borrow more. Also, do not forget that currently, according to statistics, every Nigerian presently in this country right now is owing up to 600,000 plus in national debt. That is each and every one of us. About 280 million of us are owing 600 and plus thousands of naira in debt. And our government seems to only be interested in borrowing more. We should all be worried. But I am told that countries are allowed to borrow as much as they can, especially a country as rich as we are, because turns out we can afford to pay for them. Nobody's really telling us the conditions of these loans. We don't know. But we have foreign presidents coming to Nigeria and making these invitations. We don't know what these contracts, what they contain. Because we're very good with international investments, it's always nicely paraded around our political sphere. Everybody is interested in international investors. They're going to bring investors. It's going to bring investors. Who are these investors? And what is really their investment? Because we have our natural resources mined by the Chinese, mined by other people. They know what they are doing with it. They only know what the arrangement is. All we know is that Frank Steinmeier was here, or is here, and because he will be leaving next Thursday, but he's here presently. And don't forget, the very day he came into the country, the national grid fell completely. Most Nigerians are still in darkness because it's still in recovery. I don't know if you've had light in your locality. They restored mine last night, but I know that some people are still trying to, they're still trying to work on some people's electricity and restore them. There's been the visit to President Macron in France. There's been the arrangement with Saudi Arabia. With the misappropriation of funds that we have seen with this administration in just the very few months that they've been here, we do have close to 7 years, or even, okay, let's not push it. We have almost 6 years in front of us. Is this what we're going to do? Is this what the plan is? We borrow more money, we reach arrangements with other countries, and it's called loans. Of course, but of course, if you know anything about loans, Mr. Kechuku, you're probably listening right now. If you know anything about loans, then you'd understand that loans have conditions. And if you know anything about white people, they're very good negotiators. And if you know anything about desperate and gluttonous people, greedy people, you would understand that they're very terrible negotiators. Because in their selfishness and their self-centeredness, they are only looking out for themselves. So, I am really worried about the collective interest of all of us as a country. Because this is bordering on greed. This is bordering on daylight embezzlement. What are you people doing with all of these monies? Because as far as I'm concerned, a lot of governors in Nigeria haven't started paying minimum wage. That's a fact. We have state workers in different places agitating, going on strikes, declaring strikes, warning strikes, Doctors are being old, nurses are being old, lecturers are old, everybody is home. Everybody is agitating for something or the other. The price of commodities, goods, food, anything in this country is beyond anybody's explanation. Now, we have all of this in place, and this government keeps reporting to us how everything is very corduroy, everything is good, we don't have any problems, or they just need all these foreign investors to come and have mercy on us, even with everything that's going very well with us. So it's confusing because one minute we're not hungry, the next minute somebody goes to Saudi Arabia and tells them that we can't feed ourselves. One minute our GDP is way up there, our money is looking good, everything is working out fine, but Davido can't say investors shouldn't come and waste their monies here. Multinational companies are leaving us in numbers. Netflix leaving. Everybody's gone. But we are not supposed to talk about it because it's demarketing the nation. I don't get it. I said this yesterday. We keep doing these things. I don't know what kind of results we're expecting to get, but trust me, it's the move of a madman to continue to do something, expecting a different result. It will never see the light of day. So I think I'm going to tell the rest of us who hope that prayer will change these things. I want to tell you right now that it's a vicious circle and that we will continue to run. Oh yes, we will continue to run. It's a boomerang until someone actually puts a stop to it. All of this will continue. This is us. We're going to borrow the next 6 years away. And now we have governors who can call out numbers. And according to the defense of the APC, now that he cannot call out numbers, he cannot steal the state's funds. Are you listening to yourselves? All right, let me take you to the headlines this morning. I'm sure you want to know what's going on. But I just said, let me give you the headlines that caught my attention myself this morning, because I've been through it. But I'm going to tell you so that you can also share your views and thoughts with me. But I'm just saying, these issues, someone really needs to talk about them. All right? You can call live into the studio by calling the studio lines. You can call us on 0706 048 5853. You can also call 019 570 8347. Okay, we're also live on YouTube. It's High Voltage News. I'd like you to subscribe, like, and share and be a part of what we're doing here. Okay, we're breaking news stories and updating you on older stories. Okay. On the Punch this morning, local government autonomy, federal government threatens contempt suit against errant governors. All right, so all the governors who are countering the autonomy of the local governments in their states. Well, the federal government is threatening contempt suit against you, so you'll be aware. And also, I hope something is done to them also if they refuse to pay the minimum wage that they have promised to adhere to. It is such an embarrassment that with everything that Nigerians are going through, you will not pay the minimum wage that has been approved. All right, you are quick to implement other laws that concern you, that like taxes, like taxing the people to death. You're quick to implement laws that concern you, but you're not quick to implement laws that will enhance the life of your constituents. This is a shame. Can you please pay the minimum wage so that the civil servants can meet up with the expectations of the economy, because we are choking? Could you, governors, please, could you come together the way you have all gathered to fight these reform bills? The All Progressives Party, the All Progressive Congress governors are meeting with the president. Presently, y'all have been in Abuja since yesterday. I don't know what you people are talking about, but I'd like for you people to decide while you are there to enforce this minimum wage and try to mitigate the pain of the economy. For your civil servants in your states, please pay them the agreed minimum wage, as meager as it is, as poor as it is. You have refused to pay it. Why are you not paying it? You have all written your bold figures for your budget next year. Why are you not paying this minimum wage? We are seeing the figures you're dropping for your House of Assembly. We're seeing the figures you're dropping. They are running in billions, in hundreds of billions. So we expect that people would go home this December, at least you would start now to pay this minimum wage so that these people can buy some food in the market, because I don't know if you have family members who are likely to go to the market this Christmas, or maybe because of your powers, probably some of you have shopped like 6 months before and you wouldn't have need to be in the market this December. But I'm saying you might want to send a few people to the market and ask them what's the going price for food now, so that you might have some mercy on your constituents and probably decide to enforce this minimum wage. I am appealing to you governors to apply some sympathy to the Nigerian people and do your jobs for once and save us the stress of coming here every day to scream, to remind you that you have people that you are responsible for. I don't have to do this every day. If all of you did your jobs, if you local government, if you paid your workers, if you did your jobs, I won't have to be here screaming. Everybody should get back to their drawing boards and start fixing this country, because we're going to scream as long as you need it to happen. I'm going to scream. Oh yes, I'm going to do this because I've always liked to do this. I'm a diplomat, and there is a love for Nigeria that I have. So I'm asking all of us if we can try to save it the best, the little we can. We can't all match on it. It doesn't make sense. And then we are quick to remind people how they are demarketing Nigeria, how they are giving us a bad name. But hey, we are all the bad PR we're looking at. You don't need anybody to make us look bad. Kemi Badenoch does not need to say anything to make us look bad. We are doing bad all by ourselves. Nobody's helping us. It's not the British. It's not all of these people you are calling their names, because I hear people say, oh, it's the whites, it's the this, it's the that. It's the us. We're doing it. Every day. We're doing it. Every day. Anyways, let's move forward. Tinubu presents 2025 budget to the National Assembly Tuesday. We will be looking out. We want to see what's in that budget. All right, tax reform. APC governors may meet National Assembly ACF and raises panel. All right, moving on. INEC to phase out PVCs, plans diaspora voting. It's about to get interesting. 2027, so many things are going to happen. I don't know, but what are your predictions? It seems we're still in 2024. I mean, we still have about 2 weeks before it's all over, and everybody's all about 2027. What is going to happen? The politicians seem to be working about it way ahead of us. So if you're watching, you might begin to see the clues now. Anyways, that's the much we can grab from the Punch this morning. Let's move over to the Daily Post. PDP crisis. Showemi exposes why party lost 2023 polls. BOT's wrong moves. All right, talking about PDP and all their misfortune in the previous election. A house that is divided within itself cannot do anything. It's unfortunate that that happens to be the case of the very powerful PDP party. All right, World Bank to approve Nigeria's $500 million loan request, the 10th loan under President Tinubu. All right, let's talk to you. Good morning.
Good morning, Melvin.
Greetings.
My name is Charles.
Welcome, Charles.
You're talking about foreign investors on that.
Oh, yes.
Coming to Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. To me, that's a good one, because those investors, what they are doing here, we can't do it for ourselves.
What are they doing? What are they doing here?
Like, well, do you know how many companies France have in Nigeria?
That's what I'm asking you. How does that affect you?
People are working and earning money.
Where? Whom?
Okay.
Whom?
Nigerians are working there.
What Nigerians? Do you know how many of your family members got jobs this year? I'm sorry to ask you this, Charles.
All my family members are employed.
They are employed. All of them are employed. You don't have any unemployed person in your family.
What I'm trying to say is that countries make countries. There's the presidents, like he was in France and he was in South Africa.
Yes.
South African countries have in Nigeria.
Yes.
Banks, hotels, hospitals. You get, so without those investors.
What hospitals? What hospitals?
Eh?
What hospitals, Charles?
See, you don't care what is
No, I want. Listen. Give me names. Give me names. Are you talking about private enterprises? What investors?
In Lagos.
Okay, most specialist hospitals. Okay.
You don't care. John Louis Medical Center.
Yes.
It's a French hospital in Lagos.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
Hospital is a French hospital in Lagos.
Okay.
I could go on and on. You get the refinery Bua is building. Bua is building a refinery.
Bua. Yes, I am aware.
That Bua, the French company Accent that is building it. Are you aware?
I'm listening
It's a
to
French
you.
company Accent, AXEN. It's a French company that's building a Bua refinery.
Okay.
You get? Alliance France is a French school.
Yes.
They have so many French schools. So the only thing
Alliance
that
Française is a
most of
French
their
school.
investment,
Yes.
Most of their investments are in Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt.
Okay.
You get?
Yes.
They stay where the money is. They don't go to where the money is not. Like if you take Hotel de France, Kano, there's a hotel called Hotel de France in Kano. The French hotel. You get?
Okay.
Kano is relatively peaceful. You won't see them in Maiduguri or in Zamfara and all those places. You get? So, and those companies, they create employment for people. And they pay very well. Like Total, Total is a French company. Total pays very well. You get? So without those people coming here to invest, we won't be anywhere. Like South Africa has over 100 companies in Nigeria. Are you aware?
You're telling me this. You're telling me this. You're telling me this. Okay.
Wait, do you know Protea Hotel?
Of course, I do know the
In
Protea.
Abuja, is in Lagos, in Port Harcourt. Now they have to put another branch in Warren. It's a South African company.
Yeah. You're saying this like the companies you're mentioning their names are charity organizations, like they are not here on business.
Eh?
You're saying this like these companies are here on social business. That's business.
See,
They're here on profit.
they are making money.
That's the point.
And they are impacting on us.
How?
I have a friend who's working in MTN.
Okay.
A lady, a girl. She's doing extremely well. You get? I know people who work in those companies. GSTV, you know there's no Nigerian paid TV that can match GSTV. That can match them in any way. First, if I'm even going far, no Nigerian paid TV can match Go TV, not talk about GSTV.
Okay, so now that you've said this, are you understanding why I hammered on those investors? Did you understand why I now that you mentioned it? Yes.
See, we need to open up our borders.
Okay.
We don't even have an airline.
Okay, so now you're
dead.
talking.
Nigerian Airways is dead. So that's the problem.
Okay, now you're talking.
Our own companies are not working. See Air France. You know that there are 16 airlines operating between Lagos and Nigeria.
So you see why did you ask me why I was against the investors who were coming in here? And all the investor brokering. Did you see why I was against it? Do you see why I spoke against it?
No, we have issues in Nigeria.
No, what the white people want to do is that they want to come here. They want to come here.
In 1897.
Yes.
In 1897, I'm talking about over 100 years. Harold Douglas was posted to Ure district. Before he left Ure district, he built over 300 kilometers of road. I'm talking about that happened over 100 years ago. By the time before he left, the natives we are calling him Onyocha Obuama. Onyocha Obuama means road building west man. He built over 300 kilometers of road. If you go to Imo State, the Imo State government has where it's called Douglas House. Douglas is the man down. These are those I'm talking about. Because of the things he did in Owerri. With limited technology. Today, tell me how many Nigerian governments have built 300 kilometers of road.
All right.
When he came here to go for the crown, for the queen. You get? He came here to protect the interest of the queen and open up the hinterland down here in Nigeria. So the problem is we are not doing the right thing. I was told one of my friends, you know what he said? The white men left us too early.
Why do we say that? What do we mean? Even now that they have gone, what are we going to do? We can't keep blaming other people for our problems. It's all, I said this in my opening. I said this in my opening. There's this dependency that we keep saying it, even now that the powers are in our reigns.
When the white men were in Nigeria, when they built hospitals, they built quarters. When they built secondary schools, they built secondary schools, they built.
So there's something in our DNA. There's something in our DNA that says we cannot do anything for ourselves. We have to let someone else do it for us, including thinking. Including thinking.
I'm being factual here. They built railways, they built quarters.
My brother, if you remember, I asked you what negotiations were. These people were not coming here to build these things here and set up business here because they were trying to be charitable. I told you this when I opened. And I told you that this opening of this investor business is not going to do anything for us. You mentioned employment. This is a disrespect to every job-seeking person in this country right now. There are no jobs in Nigeria. Do you know how many countries that packed up and left this year? What investors? How does it affect you? How does it impact your life?
If you want to go to France, you can't go with Nigeria. You go with Air France.
So, that's what I'm asking you. So what is the point of the partnership and the relationship?
Nigeria. South African Airways. You don't have if do flight every regularly from Nigeria to South Africa. South African Airways.
You brag with the Ethiopian Airlines.
The South African company.
The past administration scammed you. This past administration scammed you with a Nigerian airline. And it didn't happen. It never came to pass.
We are saying the same thing. It's our fault.
And then you said these white investors, they're coming here to do this, do that. Do what? What are they doing? What are the arrangements that your presidents are making with these people? Your governors, what contracts are they going into? Go to Ebonyi and see the Chinese mining natural resources. They are not reported. In Zamfara state, they are mining gold. They are mining all kinds of things in this country that are not reported to you. You don't know the half of it. Burkina Faso are asking the French to leave them alone. Mali is asking these people to leave them alone. You think you are the first people to ask investors to come to your country. I am asking Nigerians to look at the contracts that are being signed on the behalf of you and your unborn generation. And nobody seems to be understanding what I'm saying. This is unfair. Absolutely unfair. What investors?
See, people sign slave contracts everywhere. Even if you go to Zambia, they sign slave contracts.
So are you okay, Charles? Let me make this easy. Let me make this easy for me and you. Is it okay the way our country is? Do you like the way that things are being run here? Let's leave everything for other people to do it.
We are the cause of our problems. That is what I'm trying to say. We are the cause of our problems. We are the root cause of our governors are not doing well. Our senators are not doing well. We are not doing well. Both the universities, the vital institutes are not doing well. So when we are not doing it, who will not come and teach us the right thing to do? That's my point.
You said white people left us too quick. What do you mean? Are they supposed to stay here and teach us how to run our homes? That's what I'm asking you.
When they were running this, they were running it much better.
Yes, they were running it much better because they care about productivity and results. It wasn't an indictment to them. This is about the people. The white people, even when they do terrible things, they do it properly. That's the thing. We lack efficiency. We don't know how to do things. We're not honest people. We don't know how to keep a standard. We don't have that. We're not managerial.
Let me tell you,
even the copy self, we know Sabi. Even the expo, we know Sabi do. That be the problem.
We need to let them how to copy from the copy people who are doing.
Now wait till they tell you, even the copy self, we be like say we know Sabi, and we don't know how to do that. That's the problem.
Most of those mission hospitals, white men were there. You get, and the people, let me tell you one thing. The people that learned from the white missionary doctors, they are almost as perfect as they were. They were not doctors, so they were just people.
My grandmother, listen, my grandmother was a Red Cross nurse. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. That woman spoke impeccable English, and she didn't go to no school. She didn't go to a school, but she was trained by white midwives. They weren't even nurses. The people who taught her were not nurses. They were midwives who weren't even educated, that came to serve their mistresses here. They were house helps here for the wives of the people who were doing what they were doing. And she could speak impeccable English language. And I tell you this because I understand it's about a people and the things they prioritize. So it doesn't matter what the white men do.
People who were not doctors, who were just watching, who were performing the operation just by watching the white men. I know some nurses who were trained nurses who were watching white doctors and they started doing operation.
That's right.
In some mission hospital.
That is very correct. You're not wrong.
But there are some trained Nigerian doctors who cannot even set line. You know what it means to set line in hospitals? They can't even to set line.
My mother is a nurse. I think I know what that is.
Yeah, so I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. So those people who were learning directly from the white men, just like even mechanics, there were some mechanics in those days that learned this thing from them just by watching the white men. They were almost as perfect as. So our problem is us. You understand? Let's copy from these people. You know, go and see all their companies, all those sources I'm talking about in Lagos, Ikeja, Asaba, Port Harcourt. That's where their investments are. Their schools are top notch. Their hospitals are top notch. Their hotels are top notch. Let me start
Charles, thank you so much for calling this morning. These things are triggering. Really. When do you stop the blame game? When do you stop doing it? When do we stop? When do we stop the finger pointing? Because, I mean, you have to tire of that at some point and begin to tell yourself some truth here and there. Good morning. Are you there? All right, have to let you go. Numbers are 0706 048 5853. Also call 0915 570 8347. The whites left us too early, and that's still ringing in my head. All right, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, baby.
Greetings to you.
Can you hear me loud and clear?
Very loud and clear. You're welcome.
Okay. My name is Amos Chuku. I'm reaching you as usual from Izago.
You're welcome. How is Izago this morning?
Izago is good and fine.
That's great.
Okay. And, your last caller, Charles, he was speaking from the both side of his mouth. And the point is, he was trying to contradict himself. Because a bad workman always quarrels with truth. Yes.
Oh, I like that. Could you say that again? Could you say that again for the people at the back so they'll hear you?
A bad workman always quarrels with his tools.
With his tools.
Yes, with his tools. And this is applicable to Nigeria. We are saying the companies this and that. But the major problem lies on our leaders. So our leaders can do something right today, as I'm talking to you. This will begin to have a new shape. Okay, are you with me?
I am with you completely.
Okay, now you said something about the local government autonomy. This is the affirmation of that right by the Supreme Court.
That's right.
Yes, for our local government chairman to have
autonomy. That's right.
Okay, you can see how the governors are going about it.
They're fighting it.
Even authoritatively, I can tell you that the governor of Anambra State have even gone ahead to enact a different law.
Oh yes, he went to court.
Which is, at variance with that of.
Listen, I reported the Anambra situation myself. Governors are openly fighting it.
All these things are geared towards, giving him that opportunity of holding, having grip on local government funds. Okay? Whereas the Supreme Court have given that power for the local government chairman to operate freely as concerns finance at that level, okay?
Yes.
And then the federal government is saying that he's going to impeach any governor